I'm an ex-professional FIFA player. I upload tutorials onto YouTube and coach for a living, and this is 5 exact reasons as to why you cannot defend in EAFC 24. You're too heavy on your left stick movements when you're jockeying. When you're jockeying, let's say you're using L2 and R2. If you're too heavy with the left stick movements and you're more chopping rather than caressing the left stick when it comes to lining up defenders to get tackles in, this will hinder your ability to line up your defenders with attackers. What you need to do is figure out how to be lighter on the stick. There are a few techniques. It's including the zigzag technique where you move side to side to line up the defender and not go too far past him. And there's of course the approach, back off and approach technique. This allows you to buy time and line up the defender rather than diving in first time and just hoping you're going to line up. So there are various techniques. I've taught them on the channel before. But that's the first reason. You're too heavy on the left stick when you're jockeying. Second up, you're not jockeying correctly. L2 and R2 is the technique this year that you must be using. R2 by itself causes you to overcommit. L2 by itself is way too slow when it comes to reacting to opponents trying to cut inside or beat you as an attacker with a skill move. You need to use L2 and R2. It's the quickest method of jockeying. You're able to react a lot quicker. And if you get the technique of caressing the left stick down pat, which I mentioned in the first segment, you'll have no trouble defending this year in EAFC. You don't track runs. This is the most significant aspect of the defense when it comes to defending counter attacks. If you don't track runners in any year, regardless of whether it's FIFA 23, 22, 21, 20 or EAFC 24, you will lose out because it's about momentum. Maximizing your momentum in the defense is key. It's one of the most key aspects, in fact. And if you're too late to track, the time it takes for your defender to turn around and then catch the attacker as he gets onto the end of the ball will take too long. You need to track early. As soon as you see that runner, you need to switch to him with the right stick and then run alongside him. Track him. As you're doing this, you might be thinking, how do I press the ball carrier? It gives him too much time on the ball. Well, that's where second man press comes in. You use second man press with R1 or RB, and it has your defender in the midfield, let's say, or another defender in your back line. Press the ball carrier as you track that runner. It's super important and you must do this. You're tunnel visioned in the defense. This is a very big issue that I notice when I'm coaching my clients in the academy. You see, the thing is, when people are defending, they're focusing solely on the defender that they're controlling and solely on the player on the ball. Yet, one of the most significant aspects of keeping a tight defense is knowing where all of your defenders are at once and knowing where your opponent's attackers are all at once. Don't just focus solely on the ball and who's around the ball. Focus on the whole pitch. Because for you to actually improve your defense, you must select between all defenders at once. That's a very advanced pro defending technique that I have taught in my complete defending tutorial, but won't be teaching today in today's tutorial because that could be a whole another video by itself. But what I will say is, not focusing on other runners so you can track them, not focusing on attackers showing for the ball so that you can actually anticipate the opponent's pass into that attacker, and not actually focusing on structuring your defense and controlling all of your defenders at once will hinder your defense significantly. So start practicing looking around and not focusing solely who's on the ball and who's around it. Last but not least, and this is more tailored for EAFC 24 because I've always been an advocate for high pressure squeezing tactics of defending, which includes right sit switching and squeezing the opponent, or to put it another way, suffocating him so that he has nowhere to go. But when it comes to EAFC 24, because of how jockeying is and because of how easy it is to exploit gaps once they open up. If you leave gaps because you're too aggressive and you're dragging defenders out of their positions, out of their holes, you will be susceptible in the defense. You must keep a tight structure this year. I know it's boring. I know it's AI defending, but it is the most significant aspect of keeping a tight structure, keeping the defense, and ensuring that you don't give up too many holes, don't leave too many gaps, and concede too many goals. You're wanting to switch between all your defenders. You're wanting to keep them in their position. And you're wanting to only win the ball back in 3 scenarios. When there's a large touch, when your opponent is isolated, or when your opponent gets the ball into the box and you must face up to him with a centre back. Any other time or scenario that you're trying to win the ball back, you will feel susceptible to your opponent exploiting the gaps and spaces, because it's so easy to this year. Attacking is easy, defending is hard, and that's why I've got so many comments pestering me for a video just like today's video. So I have dropped it for you. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe as well. I'm dropping tutorials day in, day out throughout the year, and you guys can learn from the best. But I want to also mention I am coaching, so if you want one-on-one help with me, I can help you guys improve your defense. Check it out, the link is down below on patreon.com. But I'm out. Sayonara, au revoir, adios, salam, ciao. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you do want any pre-gaming fuel or supplement, then head over to atpscience.com, which is the first link in the description, and use the code DylanEtsATP at checkout to get yourself a discount. Not only is it the cheapest way to get supplements, but it helps me out a ton, guys, so thank you.